Hey folks, this is Ben, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Semper Gumby channel. It is February 4th, 2024, and you're not going to believe it, but it is 71 degrees today. That's right, 71, and I did not invert those numbers. It's not 17. 71 degrees. I should have made some reservations, or I should have gone camping, but we're expected to have ½ inch to 1 inch of rain this afternoon all the way till tomorrow. So that's the only reason why we didn't go camping. But we've got some really cool things coming up for 2024, and you probably haven't seen the good old vintage trailer camper at a campsite or being operational for a couple months now. It's because we had kind of winterized it and we're doing some additions to it. But we are going to take this to Springfield, Missouri for the More Expo. And this year we are going to take the Dodge Ram and the camper to the More Expo, which is April 19th and 20th at the Ozark Fairgrounds in Springfield, Missouri. And right now we have applied, or the Semper Gumby channel has applied for Storyteller Row. And if we are accepted on Storyteller Row, we would also be partnering up with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Now, the NCMC is the nation's largest and most influential child protection organization. They lead the fight to protect children, creating vital resources for them and other people to keep them children safe. Now, as a background with my training and experience as a police officer, I had experienced this, whether it's human trafficking, abduction, and missing children. And we all know that a lot of this, the children that are abducted or are lured into human trafficking and exploited, they are sent to other countries and they are exploited as low as the ages of 13 years old. So it's a great event. It's a great charitable organization, and I'll go into a little bit more detail when if I get accepted into the program or that organization with the More Expo. But more of that to come. But April 19th and the 20th at Springfield, Missouri at the Ozark Fairgrounds. I will be, if I am accepted, that'd be great. If not, I will still do a fundraiser. You can donate as little as $1, as much as $100, or whatever you feel comfortable with, and that'll go towards the organization. But it's a great charitable event, but I'll do a dedicated video on that as we get closer. And in today's video, we are gonna show the placement, how it's gonna work with the camper, how to set it up, what kind of wattage it's gonna take, what we're gonna do to have this fully operational. And then in the next video after that, we're gonna go take this camper camping and we're gonna test it. And just be aware, this is an electric heater, so you're either gonna need shore power or you're gonna need an external power source, such as a power station like a Blue Eddy or a power generator. Now, the height of this electric mini tank water heater is only 15.4 inches high and 11.4 inches wide, so it's pretty compact. And being 2.5 gallons makes it a pretty cool thing to have, or efficient thing to have in your camper. Now, this would be, like, I believe in redundancy, so this will be a secondary unit if I do have shore power or electrical at my campsite. All right, gang, this is where we are going to mount the Thermomate mini tank water heater. Now, on the top of the heater, you have your red and blue, of course, your hot water and cold water. On the right side, you have your cold water inlet. And then on the left, you have your hot water outlet, where your water comes in and of course your water goes out. And then you have your little yellow ring here, and that was where your relief valve is going to be. And then of course you have your AC plug that will go into your, for me, it'll go into the 2000 watt pure sine inverter, which is right there. That will run off my 12 volt battery. So I can run it off grid, or I can run it on grid using shore power. Now the front of the heater, you do have a minimum and maximum dial, and the maximum is 125 degrees. I don't think we'll be needing 125 degrees worth of hot water, so I'll probably run it between minimum and 1. So, you know, for starters, we'll start off at 1 and see what the hot water is when we run this as being operational. When you purchase your Thermomate electric mini water heater, you're going to get your relief valve, and that will go right here, and it will thread right in to the heater. And it also already come with threaded pipe tape on there. And when you get that threaded in here, once you get it set, you can run a relief pipe down under outside of the camper, and that way when it gets over pressurized, this relief valve will bleed off any pressure, and I'll run I'll drill a hole where it relieves out to the bottom of the camper. And they will also provide you mounting bolts and screws, which I will mount that once our braided lines come in. Now, when I said this thing is electric, I will plug this into my 2000 watt pure sine inverter. The pure sine inverter is then powered up by a 12.800 amp hour battery, and this Thermomate mini tank water heater will draw 1400 watts. So I have no doubt that this battery and this pure sine inverter will be able to power this on. All right, I had to change into some shorts and a t-shirt because I was starting to sweat. I went from 22 degrees 4 days ago to 71 degrees. It's crazy. The weather here in Tennessee is off the hook. But let's go over some technical data on this water heater. Now, the capacity of this EB250B is 2.5 gallons. Now, the voltage, like I mentioned before, it's an AC electrical, so it's 110 to 120. Now, the power draw or the wattage off this thing is 1440 watts, so 1440 watts. So if you are going to use a power station for this thing, make sure you have a power station that can handle that initial load of over 1400 watts. Now, the maximum water pressure this thing will put out is 150 psi. So this relief valve is installed in there to relieve any excess pressure and make sure that this thing is vented outside of where you, or a drain or a trap, outside of your camper or wherever you are installing it. Now, the weight of this heater of the ES250B is 14.7 pounds, so just a little shy of 15. Now, it draws 12 amps on there, and it is just one phase. Now, the temperature range that this will go from a minimum to maximum is 68 degrees to 140 degrees. Now, this Thermomate ES250B is great for an RV, camper, or a van. And I plan to put this in my ProMaster van. The only thing that's holding me back right now is the sink, and the cabinet that I ordered is on back order. And they're telling me 6 to 8 weeks, and I don't have time to wait for that because the expo is only about 6 to 8 weeks. So the time being, I am going to install this in my off-grid camper. So if you're interested in getting the Thermomate ES250B, they are on sale on Amazon. Well, everything's on sale on Amazon. You can get this, they have it in stock on Amazon for $179. Okay, $179, and that is for the ES250B. Okay, and if you go to their, I'll put a link in the description below. You can apply the $15 coupon for it. Now, if you don't want the 2.5 gallon, you can go a smaller version of the 1.32 gallon, and you can apply the $10 coupon and get it for $159.99. So depending on your application of how big you want your heater to be. Now, is this the only option you have for a water heater or for hot water? No. This will be going into my van. My van and my camper are two different types of uses. You know, I get a lot of comments from people saying, you know, why did you build the van if you had the camper? Well, the camper and van are two different types of builds. My camper is for a lot of off-grid, dispersed, boondocking, off-road type of things, because the camper and the truck can go places where my van can't go. My van is pretty much built for traveling. If I go see friends and family, and it's more of a stealth type kind of, if I want to pull into a parking lot, if I want to pull into a truck stop, a hotel parking lot, like I said, traveling. You know, it is only a 2-wheel drive. I can't take it off-road like I can the camper and the truck. So if that answers any of your questions about, those are two different type of uses. So, but like I said, this will go into the van eventually, and I do have a off-grid tankless water heater from Bouge RV that will eventually be permanently in this camper. So again, I want to thank Thermomate for sending us the ES250B. This was just a brief overview of their product, and the next one, when we get the other things in, we are going to have it installed and actually getting some hot water out of this bad boy. But I like it. It's a compact design. Looks like it would put out a lot of hot water, and like I mentioned, it's going to be perfect for RV, camper, and hopefully all that stuff will be in the lines and everything that we can use when we head to the expo. So I'll post the links and the description in the box below. And I appreciate you guys watching the video. So remember, please subscribe, like, and comment. That really helps the video. And I will be posting more info on the exploited children and the More Expo that is coming up in April. And also check out our Patreon page. Other than that, I'm Ben.
That's Hoku.
And we will catch you on our next video. Thanks for watching. This is Semper Gumby out.